All right. So, how's it going, everybody? Today, is everybody having a good, wonderful day today? Type yes in the comments, no in the comments. If you really having a bad day, stop being a liar. All right. Like, that's one of the things that I really had to learn is just stop lying. When somebody asks you, hey, how are you doing today? And you say good, and you know it ain't good, you are being a liar. Why lie? Why lie when that can be the very person that God sends your way to make your day a brighter day, but you just chose to lie? He said this: be careful how you entertain strangers, because you could entertain angels unaware. You could be entertaining angels unaware, sorry. But you decided to go the route of telling a black-hearted lie. Said the exact opposite of what you know it is. If you stressed out, if somebody getting on your nerves, and you just know, man, I don't know how I'm going to get through this day without giving somebody a piece of my mind. And you just know, like you just know it. Man, look, don't be a liar. All right? All right. So, what this here podcast is going to be about today is just stop all the pointless lying. Look, I don't know if people remember. Okay, I just don't know if people actually remember this. Thou shalt not lie. Is that something y'all remember? Like, do we actually take the 10 commandments that serious? All right, look. Now let me pause this just real quick. And I'm going to go grab my 10 commandments just real fast. All right, so I have my 10 commandments right here, sitting right here in front of my face. It's actually a bookmark from my Bible, right? But before I do this, let's talk about how much of a lost art it is to just go over the 10 commandments. How come people just don't talk about the degular 10 commandments anymore? Why? Why is it that we just don't go over the regular, plain, simple 10 commandments? Like, we talk about everything. Stay out of the devil's matrix. Stop listening to secular music. Cut off those haters. Uh, just everything. Like, we give people, especially us as content creators, right? Man, because like we can talk about anything here on YouTube. Just anything. Like, we ain't got bro, look. Like, you just got the freedom to run your mouth about anything. Like, you ain't looking at people over the pulpit who frowning at you and all that. Like, and you can talk about anything over the pulpit too, but still, like, you sitting in the comfortability of your house, you can say whatever you want, stop the video, add something else to it. You can go back and edit the video, take something out of it. Like, that's how much freedom we have to say stuff, is that we can actually unsay stuff before people even heard it. You don't know how many videos I made where I said something that I shouldn't have said at all. Nobody ever knew. Nobody ever freaking knew, because I clipped it out before anybody could know. I just clipped it out before anybody could know. We got too much freedom to just keep it real. Just keep it freaking real. Okay, so look, I am on episode 11 on my podcast. Episode 11, okay? Episode 10, Strong Delusions, right? If you haven't heard Strong Delusions, yeah, like you can probably live without hearing it, but hear this, okay? Like, hear this. Like this should be first, okay? I am on episode 11. I think the next 20 podcast episodes, no, the next 10 up to episode 20. We just gonna talk about the regular, everyday bread and butter, biscuit and gravy, cup and water, laundry and detergent, 10 commandments. Let's just go back to the freaking basics these days, y'all. But I started this off with let's see. I started this off on yeah, I didn't start this off at commandment number 1. Okay? But on my 10 commandments, right? And let me see if I can get a King James, something like that, like just some kind of regular plain English one pulled up just for y'all, because I read the Hallelujah scriptures, right? And I know that thou shalt not lie is one of the 10 commandments, except on mine it says you do not bear false witness. That's the same as lying. That is the same as lying. So, you do not bear false witness against your neighbor, but that's the same as lying. All right. Now, and I know, like, in a lot of ways, we can shorten down the like sometime we can shorten down what the Bible's saying. And even though it says, thou shalt not bear false witness, but you can bear false witness against yourself. Don't the Bible say to love your neighbor as yourself? If it says, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, then, like, if you don't bear false witness against your neighbor, you shouldn't do that to yourself either. If you don't do that to yourself, you shouldn't do that to your neighbor. Okay? Lying. Why lie? Why bear false witness? Okay? When somebody says to you, are you having a good day? Say, yeah, it's all right. You are actually bearing false witness. You are a witness to the fact that you are not you witnessed how your day went this morning. You were a witness. It happened to you. It was your day. Somebody asked, you lied. What the heck is wrong? What the heck is wrong? Why is it that people lie so much these days? Just why? I really have no idea. I don't know what's so wrong with us these days. We lie about everything. But we lie about how long it's going to be until we get there. Hey man, how long it's going to be till you get there? I'm 5 minutes away. You ain't even left yet. You ain't even 5 minutes away. You haven't even started the process of being at any point in time period away. You haven't even left yet to be 5 minutes away. I haven't even started. I'm actually 15 minutes away. Don't y'all know that these little lies are still sins? And sin catch up with you. No. Look, everybody. Please. Do not have the wrong impression of the Most High God, as if every sin every day means nothing. It does mean something. Because let's just say the same person asked you at least once a week, how long until you get here? And you always say 5 minutes and it end up being 15. And you know it's 15. You know it ain't 5. You just would like to be there in 5, so you just say 5. They would start to form the habit that, okay, his 5 is really 15. So let me go and stop at McDonald's because I know he probably going to be 20. And you really do show up in 5. They already formed the habit in their mind that you always lie. Then you get there, you start knocking on the door like, I told him 5 minutes. Yeah, but every other time you say 5 and it's really like 15, 20. Nobody answers the door. Nobody answers the door. Nobody answers the door. You go all the way back home. And they finally get back within that 15-minute time period. Well, yeah, he should be just now showing up. Like, you know what kind of mess that makes? Like, just imagine you'd probably be doing work, something like that. It's messy. It's freaking messy. And that's not even the biggest part, right? Like that's not the biggest part. The biggest part to it is that when you lie to somebody else, you are sinning against God. I don't think people consider stuff like that. He said, whatever you do to the least of these, you have done it unto me. What you do to somebody else, it is the same as him saying you have done that to him. Especially somebody in a weaker position than you. Especially somebody with less than you. Somebody who don't have what you have. Somebody who's not in the position you're in. You're a boss. You mistreat your employees. What you do to the least of them, you've done it unto me. Right? Let's just say you got a car and somebody else don't. Right? And let's just say you put them out the car. Like you just put them out the car. You got mad, put them out the car. For like a reason you ain't have to. Just because you was mad. They had to walk in the rain. Or let's just say like you said you was going to be there and you just decided not to show up. And they had a really important job interview that day. You screwed their life over because you said you were going to be there. And you just didn't show up, didn't call, nothing. And look, I had an incident like that recently, except I actually did reach out to the guy. I did call. I did do what I told him I was going to do. He told me. He said, you didn't call me, nothing. You didn't show up, nothing. I told him a long time ago. I said, I never like to just show up at anybody's house unless I call them to make sure they still want the work done, to see what I'm doing when I get there, just anything. I had a real bad experience with that. And so like I know how it is when somebody think you're showing up and you don't. Like I know exactly what that's like. And I had to really just sit back and think like, man, I wonder if he really believed that I just didn't try and reach out to him. Like it almost made me feel bad because I'm like, I remember when something like that actually happened to me, they totally screwed me over. Like they screwed me over so bad. And I'm like, I hope he don't think I did that because I actually really just tried to get in contact with the guy. He didn't answer the phone. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to just wait on him to call me back. I still got to be at my job tonight. And I don't want to get there 2 hours late. And then I either got to come back tomorrow or call off. Because then if I call off, I got to have a good reason for why I call off. And then that will put me in a position where I gotta lie and say, I'm sick. And like just sometimes some stuff puts you in bad positions, man. You like, okay, so now I'm gonna have to lie to somebody. Don't want to do that either. So like that's why I usually like to confirm stuff first. But like that's beside the point, right? Thou shalt not bear false witness. Like, don't y'all know that a false witness will not go unpunished? That's what the Bible says. A false witness does not go unpunished. You lie on somebody in court, you're going to pay for that. Yeah, you might be getting out of trouble today by putting it on somebody else. Saying, I wasn't there, I didn't do it, it was them, I was just in the car with them. And really, they got in trouble for you. Man, a false witness does not go unpunished. They turn around, had to do 90 days behind bars for you because you already looking at more time than they is. And so they had to do 90 days so that way you didn't have to do a year. And then guess what? The next 5 years of your life is hell, absolute hell. You would have been better off in jail. Like you'd have been evicted 4 and 5 times. Bed bugs, roaches, mice that ate through your brand new outfit, all because you left a Snicker in the pocket. Stuff like that happens. All because it originally started with a false witness. You run dirt on somebody's name publicly, spreading rumors, stretching the truth to make it sound more believable. Also, that way, like they can look as bad as you might feel over something you started. Man, we are in a day and age when people just lie by nature. People lie naturally. People don't even pay attention to the lies they tell. The Bible say this. When Satan lies, he pulls from his own resources because he's the father of lies. Satan lies by nature. Everything he say just naturally come out lying. Even when he telling the truth, it's got a lie attached to it. Did God really say, you will surely die? Like, did he really say that? No. See, like, he don't really mean you will surely die. It's just that he know that your eye will be open and you will be as God, knowing good and evil. That is true. You would be as God, knowing good and evil. But he did say you will surely die. But yes, you would be as God, knowing good and evil. But the problem is, in order for you to handle the knowledge of good and evil, you need to first eat from the tree of life first. So that way you can be the kind of person who can live up under the knowledge of good and evil without being evil. God knows the knowledge of good and evil, and he ain't evil. So how come Adam and Eve couldn't know the knowledge of good and evil without them being evil? Because they were not ready yet. I am sure that tree just didn't sit there to test them, and that's all it was there for. I'm sure that that tree had a purpose for why it was there. Just don't touch it. And he ain't got to say why. All he said was don't do it. Okay, well, just don't do it. Well, hey, Did God really say you will surely die? Every time Satan tells you the truth, it's to get you to believe or walk in a lie. Just like how he was quoting the Bible to the Lord. If you be the Son of God, then command these stones to turn into bread. Well, yeah, like that's true. He can command the stones to turn into bread, but he's not meant to obey Satan. Oh. If you be the Son of God, then leap off the top of this temple here. I am sure he will command his angels concerning you so that you do not dash your foot upon a stone. Hey, look, that's true. He probably would have commanded his angels concerning him so that way he didn't commit suicide. My language here, YouTube don't like that. So that way he didn't unalive himself, right? But what was he trying to do? He was trying to get the Lord to walk in a lie by obeying the wrong master. Every time Satan speaks, he speaks from his own resources because he's the father of lies. Why do so many of us lie by nature? Most of the time, we don't even tell somebody what happened. We tell somebody what we think happened. We tell somebody what we feel like happened. We tell somebody what we felt like about what happened. We don't tell them what happened exactly. Most of the time, we don't even start at the beginning. We start somewhere at the end and then go back to the beginning. As if the story started at how it ended, and then ended with how it began. Well, the only reason I broke up with you is because you got an attitude with me for nothing. And it's like, did I really have an attitude with you for nothing? Like, you're forgetting the part where you called me out of my name. Then I had an attitude about that. And why did you call me out of my name? Because you're lying to me and I called you out on being a liar. And why did you lie to me? Because you didn't want to take accountability for what you did. And you tried to get me to be a fool. I am not a fool. I was standing right there when it happened. It happened between us. Like, how do you not know that I know you're lying? We were both standing there. In fact, we were the only one standing there. If you can't even get me, who was a witness to it, to believe you, then how can you get anybody else to believe you? I was standing there. People lie all day long. They lie on their taxes. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. It is so hard not to lie on your taxes. Like, sometimes it's just hard. Because a lot of times you don't even know you are lying. It don't even seem like that. And then the saddest part about taxes is that it's crooked anyway. It's highway robbery in the first place. And so you want me to tell the truth to a thief? Like you want me to be honest to a robber? That's not fair. They're illegally taking my money, and you want me to legally give it to them? That's crazy. Look, what a sad world we have to live in, huh? And y'all would rather go to hell, right? No, I'm not going to hell with this place. Like, there's too many people here that I don't agree with. The last thing I want to be is next to them for eternity. Honestly, like, that would be stupid. That would be so stupid. Like, imagine sitting right next to the person in hell who broke in your house and stole your TV. And y'all both went to hell together forever. All because you was a liar and never acknowledged being a liar. Never took that to the Lord in prayer, never asked for forgiveness, never asked for help. Lord, I'm a liar and I don't like it. Sometimes you just got to keep it real. I'm a liar and I don't like it. I need to become a person of truth. And apparently I'm not going to be this way by myself. Why do I lie so much? Because you're a child of the devil. You just don't believe you could ever be one because you know people worse than you. And so you judge yourself based on who's worse than you. Like, that's the worst thing people can do, is judge themselves based on who is worse than them. That's why so many people never change, because all they know is somebody worse than them, and they judge themselves according to that standard. If you judge how much you're winning according to losers, you might play the whole game of life just to find out you never won either. Yeah, you scored 3 points, they scored 0. But the goal was 30. And you looking at the people that scored 0 and be like, well, at least I ain't got 0. And so I'm cool with my 3 here. And the goal was 30 the whole time. And you over there looking back at 0, not even looking forward at 30. Like, that's how people are these days. People don't really think they are that bad just because they know somebody worse than them at that particular thing, when they can be better than you at something else. Honestly, like, they could be way better than you at something else. And you just think you winning because they worse than you at something. No. We have to stop being black-hearted liars for no reason. Most of the time we lie for nothing. It's like everybody know we lying anyway. Why? Why lie? When I first knew how serious of a thing lying was, it was for this reason, right here. Somebody asked me how I was doing. And that's why I even started it off with this. Somebody asked me how I was doing, okay? And I said, I'm doing all right. They can see all over my face that I couldn't possibly be doing all right. You want to know what they asked me? Is that the truth? What made you ask me that? It's on your face, dude. Now, I don't know exactly when this happened or who it was. I just know it happened. From that point on, I'm like, you know what? I just lied. I just freaking lied. They could have been the one person God sent to change the rest of my day, to change the rest of my life. But I met the angel of the Lord telling a lie. Don't you know how crazy somebody in your life right now could be the best thing that happened to you so far, but you can't stop lying. And after a while, they ain't gonna deal with that. They like, look, I'm not trying to hold nothing against you. All I'm trying to do is just to get you to acknowledge what you keep doing wrong. Like, that's all I want to do is for you to see this as a problem and to just acknowledge this as a problem. I'm not trying to start nothing with you. I ain't trying to hold no grudge. I'm not trying to pick a bone with you. All I need you to do is to acknowledge this as a problem, because people go to hell for this. Like, I'm not trying to get you to change for me. And I don't get nothing out of that. Oh, but I ain't even do all that. And I mean, you just like, no, man, come on. All right, you know what? What's the use? All because you can't stop lying. And most of the reason why people can't stop lying is because they can't take accountability. Most of what they got to tell the truth about is stuff that they know won't make them look like a good person. All right, yeah, like you was right. Yeah, like I did say that and I did say it like that. And yeah, like I shouldn't have said that like that. No, instead, what you do is say, well, I didn't mean to say that. Stop lying. You did mean to say it. This is your fifth time saying it this week. How did you not mean to say it? People just lie too much and they wear people thin from lying. All day long, lie. Got nothing else to say but a lie. Don't y'all know that that's still the 10 commandments? Still. Still. Thou shalt not bear false witness is the same thing as saying, don't lie. Just don't lie. Why do people lie so much and don't even know they doing it? White lies, black lies, gray lies. Like calling off sick from work. Are you actually sick? Oh, all right, look, I get it. Most people do call off sick from work. But look, how come you can't call off and just say, my car broke down? I got a flat tire. Or like my back hurts so bad that I can barely walk without limping. But most of the time, jobs don't give you an option. It's like they give you a list of 5 things you can call off for: illness or injury. Okay, I'm not injured and I'm not ill. It's just that like my legs and my back hurt so bad that I have to limp my entire way to the bathroom. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm injured. Like I take injured as like cut or broken bone or fractured ankle or something like that, but it's not that. I just need to rest and y'all work me half to death. Like you talking about 12 hours of nothing but constant heavy lifting for days on end. Like this is crazy. I don't see how anybody can do this mess. This is stupid. And then in order for me to call off, I got to pick from 5 possible things. How come it can't be 20 different things? How come it can't be because I got a flat tire? Like, how come that's not on the list? Flat tire, blown motor, I got gas, just something like, just something, man, just something else. I don't know where my car key is, just something. But it's like, bro, like they need you to sign your whole life over. If you don't, if I don't show up, I got to give you my whole life story. Why? Like you don't tell me your whole life story. In order for me to work here, I probably should know who I'm working for, shouldn't I? It's I don't know. Like this world is so unbalanced. It's just funny to think about it sometime. And but we just got used to it being that way. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is though. But why tell lies when you can actually tell the truth? And most of the time the truth don't even got consequences to it. Hey, how far are you? 15 minutes. Oh, okay. Well, well, hey, like if you're gonna be a little later, then I'm gonna go run to the store real quick, and I'll be right back. I just had to make sure I had a little bit more time to run to the store. See, you being late worked for them. But instead, you said 5 minutes and they sat there and waited, wanting to go to the store so bad. Had to wait until you got there. 10 minutes after the time you said you was going to be there. Most of the time, the truth do work for people. Even if it make you look like you running late. So what? Like, they want you to run late half the time. They ain't ready yet. Ain't nobody ever ready, clearly. You or them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't know where we get this stuff from, where we can just lie all day. When we go to prayer, we lying. Lying in freaking prayer. Why? Why lie in prayer? Oh God, deliver me from my enemies. They did this to me. They did that to me. Did they really do that? Are they really your enemy, or are you the enemy? Honestly, sometimes we just don't use our heads at all. Oh God, I need some help because you don't ever help me with this, and I've been praying for this, and I don't ever get your help, and it's almost like you don't ever think about me. It's like, I don't. Really, I don't. Okay, well, if I don't ever help you, then like I don't see what you need my help for now, right? If I never do, then and you've been living this long without it, then continue living that long without it, then, right? It's bruh. People are such liars these days. Just liars. Don't look. Like, it ain't dudes, it ain't women, it's people. And females lie a lot. I'm not lying to. They lie a lot, bro. It's just that most of their lying is so common amongst themselves that they just think it's all right. And so then they think that they could come and pull that same stunt with you. Oh, I deserve so much better than you. Oh, really? Like, nobody deserves anything at all. You should be glad to have at least somebody who's willing to sit here and let you lie to their face like that. And I ain't even do nothing to you. You took that way too far. I did. Like, I literally sat here and watched you sit here and cuss me out. I watched you do it. All I did was got up and walked outside. Now, between me or you, who took anything too far? In fact, I didn't take it far enough. Maybe I should have put tape on your mouth. And then walked outside. But see, now you can get away with that with your girlfriends. They already know y'all be lying. Like, reading y'all Facebook post. Yeah, like, I know she lying, but girl, you right. Yeah, he is that bad. Even though I know you lying, but girl, ain't that the truth? Yeah, girl, you do. Like, even though I know you crazy, but yeah, girl, he really is that bad. And I know you're crazy because that's how I met you. You being crazy in the bar. I know you're crazy because I date your ex-boyfriend. He gave me the whole rundown on you. But yeah, girl, you right though. And they just sit there and gas each other up. It's like, no, tell them the truth. Like, tell them the truth. Nah, girl power. Like, we got to stick together. Even if we got to lie to each other, stick together. We sticking together. All you guys need to be cut down and be made into our pets. Like, I'm not lying. It's a lot of women out here like that. They really is. It's a lot. I'm not saying they all like that. Because to say they all like that is a lie. And I'm not here to lie. All right. When I could really just clip that out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got the freedom to clean that up and had never lied, right? It's not like I'm doing this live. So, like, no, I'm not lying. Like, everybody ain't like that. Just everybody ain't like. And then look, another thing too. Sometimes people don't necessarily know that they're not telling the truth and they still get called a liar. Sometimes people will say things that's true to them. They honestly believe that is the truth. And people accuse them of being a liar. Don't you know being a liar is not the same as just not telling the truth? All you know is this. Therefore, that's all you know to say. But you just didn't know that that wasn't true. Like, I think we need to have a balance in who we call a liar. A liar is somebody that is bearing false witness. And what does it mean to bear false witness? When you actually was a witness to the truth and you still made it sound like something it wasn't. So you witnessed it one way and then said it another way. That's a liar. I looked right in that Bible and said, God loves a cheerful giver who gives not grudgingly and of necessity. And in the same breath, I said, if you don't pay 10%, he's going to curse you. That's a liar. I looked right in that Bible and I seen clearly that that was the law of Moses under the Levitical priesthood when they had the Levitical temple. And in the same breath, I say, ain't you glad that we ain't under the law anymore? No, it's not that you're not under the law. You are not under the Levitical priesthood. So, like the things that were pertaining to that, right? But stuff like how to eat, you know, how to treat your neighbor and stuff like that. Like, I don't really think that stuff went anywhere. I just think that we have heard from too many liars. And then we regurgitate the words of liars as the truth. Because that's how we were taught. And then we have other people walking in a lie, swearing we're telling them the truth because that's what we know as true. So I know how to make room for that sometime, but it's not up to me to, like to determine what's all right. Like some things you just really got to take to God. Like, hey, now how should I look at this? How should I treat this? What do I do about this? Okay, here's what you do. Don't accuse them of being a liar because they honestly believe they're telling you what is actually true. Just meet them in love and say, hey, I just want to be honest with you. I don't know if you ever seen this in the Bible right here, but yeah, like this is what it really be trying to tell us right here. Like this is kind of what it say. And I know you said that it say this and all of that, but it do say this, but it wasn't using it like that in that particular context. And then like if we were to go to the same subject of like if we were to go to the same context of the subject as far as what you was talking about, this is the command right here for something like that. Like, like I just wanted to make sure that you knew because I ain't know if you knew that, man. And I like, like I want none but the blessings of God on your life. And like, man, hey, see, I don't even know how to make up that story, but still, he's like, oh man, I really didn't know that. Thanks for showing me. Thanks. Righteous people, they love it when you correct them. It's them people that ain't got the intention on doing right who always bucking up against you. Who are you to talk to me? Who are you to, and you don't, and you always think you, and you think you, and you just, and you always judging me. Man, what the heck? All I did was told you what the Bible said. And I ain't even just tell you what the Bible said. I also told you what you said. And I also told you this, like, I ain't trying to judge you or nothing like that, because I just didn't know if you knew this. I just didn't know if you knew this. It's exactly what I said. Now you telling me I'm judging you. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. But all I'm saying, y'all, and let's just go back to the basics. Don't bear false witness, aka don't be a liar. Just don't be a liar. Why? When most of the time, the truth actually work out for everybody. Most of the time, people don't believe your lies anyway. Heck, might as well be a man of the truth. They don't even believe you. Heck. But hey, y'all have a good rest of your day, man. Hopefully one of these days we can go over the rest of these 10 commandments. I think it's really just time to get back to the stuff we learned in elementary school, because it seemed like once people become adults, they forget. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Peace.